time for the Year 3 reveal day. We are finally here. Year 3 reveal is right around the corner here. So it says it's going to come out in a couple hours, the post will. But so they said this one was going to be a small update. I call bullshit on that, I'm going to be honest. I think they're pulling our leg. I think they're going to put out the entire roadmap. I think we're probably going to see the entire class reveal. Because I don't know where else they would put it. Unless they're going to throw it at the end of next month, but at the very least, we're going to be getting some Year 3 reveals for the patch 15 minimum, bare minimum. Have you seen the Total War 40k gameplay? I mean, Jeff played it. He needs more time to cook. I mean, that game is probably going to be in a weird state until like the third game's out with all DLC. They also said last year's a small one, suddenly one of the biggest. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Will it be as big as last year's patch 10? Oh, we'll see, we'll see. Will Chaos pull people back? Probably. Probably a little bit. Hold on. Let me make sure people know this is the mobile stream. So, here we go. Now, second tour guardsman is currently asleep, so there we go. Okay, so that's everything. So we have 2 hours or so until it comes out. So, like, what are your guys' predictions for this? What do you think we're gonna see here? Dane, thank you for the Prime for 12 months. Rub a dub, it's time for a sub. Thank you very much, Battle Brother. Yeah, it's been a fun time. So I think at bare minimum, we are going to see, Brian was just popping in, we're going to see the Year 3 roadmap reveal. We're probably going to see the new class get revealed, and we're also probably going to see a brand new Siege stuff. Everything for patch 15. 2 hours until what? Until the Year 3 reveal, Battle Brothers. So they also said, like I mentioned before, they said it was a small update they're doing, but we had no community update last month, and that's what they said last year too, and it just turned out to be a massive one, so that's probably what's going to be. I hope that Alfarius Heretic SCG will keep his heretical words to his own chapter in Legion. I'm afraid Second Tour Guardsman will probably be around for a while. You know, spread the word of Second Tour Guardsman is fraudulent nature, please. Make sure everyone knows that Second Tour Guardsman is fraud. And if he says otherwise, I mean, it's obviously a lie. Now, I was gonna play some Power Sword here. I think a new outfit, because we gotta wait a little bit here. I don't think I've ever played White Scars in this guy. I don't have any predictions, but I hope we do something awesome for heavy. It's my favorite class. Year 3 will be, I mean, there will be heavy buffs, but so we're gonna see some stuff for the tactical perk tree rework. They did say that. Any news on what new heroics are coming patch 15? Nope. Is STG the GOAT? No. And I'm honestly offended that you would say that. That you'd even consider that an option. How could Second Tour Guardsman be the GOAT when First Tour Guardsman's right here? Come on. He is the name stealer. Hello, FTG in chat. Chaplain 10,000%. Yeah, the new class, I'm like, I can almost promise you is going to be Chaplain. People who are hoping for Apothecary, get ready to be disappointed. And you know what, here's what we do. I have to do the normal weekly anyways, so if anyone wants to come on in, hop on in for the weekly. So what do we think will be the release date? The 9th? I mean, the 9th makes sense. That makes the most sense. That's when the community event ends. But honestly, it might be pushed all the way back to the end of the month. You never know. Because they definitely pushed a lot of other stuff back. It's not going to be on the 4th. I can promise you that at this point. The community event ongoing. Vigo, I think for the tier 1 for 7 months. What about Librarian? You're not going to see a Librarian in this game. At least, you're going to probably see a Librarian. Like, the way you'd have to implement a Librarian into Space Marine 2... Like, honestly, just save it for the next game. Because if we did get a Librarian, it would probably be at, like, the very end of this game's life cycle. Wish I could join for the weekly, but I'm stuck at work for another 3 hours at least. You should tell them that, it's Space Marine 2's reveal day for year 3, so they should let you off early. Did you just see it would be too fun? That would be pretty fun. If the heretic STG enters those chat rooms, he'll have to answer the Inquisition. STG would never show his face on Twitch. So this code is for whoever wants to join the weekly. I know I just threw it up randomly, but some of you guys have 5 business day loading times, so I understand. I work in medicine, kind of not possible to leave early. I guess that is true. That could kill people. Any news from STG? Has he conceded? Stay tuned. A donut plays games. Thank you for the prime. Reveal day hype. What is up, brother? We are about to do the weekly here. I'm going to do myself. If nobody wants to play. Here, we'll put on private. So if anybody happens, I get the code. Do not join his lobby. You will only be a sacrificial lamb for Straven. Hey, we don't have that modifier on. I've seen a lot of people talk about the Chains of Duty and like this thing being like not that good. I don't even know what we're talking about at this point. It's just a better heavy bolter in like every way. It overheats quickly, but you also get instant cooling on it, which is very easy to do. This week it wasn't bad. Code expired? Five days of loading time, yeah. What reveal and where? It's going to be the whole year 3 reveal today. In 2 hours. Big community update day. Confirmed for today. Will the Melta change also happen? That is confirmed for patch 15. That's from the game director too. It's like that's not even the publisher saying that. That's directly from the lead balancer of the entire game.
Acadian platoon has taken up position near an abandoned
That's definitely happening.
Their weapons will lead the counterattack. Acadian commander
Like the tier, you know how like there's a hierarchy of canon in Star Wars and stuff like that. So the hierarchy of canon in Space Marine 2 is just what's his face. That's Dmitry Grigorenko at the top, and everyone else. What are your thoughts on the Melta Heroic? I think it's okay. I think it's overhated, but like I also think Melta rifles in general are a little bit overrated. So, what is your most anticipated feature in year 3? New class? And what else could it be? Maybe some rework stuff. We'll see what they do.
The Emperor grants you success.
I don't see it being just this year since they're not doing the two-hand greatsword anymore. I don't think that's necessarily true because they didn't say they weren't doing it. They just said they weren't doing it here. So if everyone wants to join. Somebody said the code expired before. Reveal day? Why? What's happening? The community update's coming, dude. Just stay tuned. Hey guys, when is in the reveal? 2 hours. Morning, FTG in chat. What's up, Ravine? Here, we'll throw that code up. And if you want to join, you can join. Till then, I will. This is just a normal strat.
It is imperative we access the fortress's weapons.
The front gate is inaccessible, so you must enter from below. Fortress schematics show a waste reclamation center. Travel beneath.
What's
the
happening? New
tenement,
class?
up into the fortress.
We're having the new community update today. I feel like I'm pretty sure my mouse is breaking. I can't unzoom. I can't unzoom. Not easily anyways. That's bad. The time is reveal happening? 2 hours. Well, it might be 10 a.m., so 2 hours and 15 minutes from when I started this. That's usually when they drop them. Like, I'm taking like serious input delay here. Now it's a normal strat, that's better. But two-handed longsword reveal? No, they're not doing that. Well, you never know. I imagine there's going to be a couple. He's got 300 ping, dude. The Australians are all up right now. It's like 7 in the morning. Could a chaplain wield a greatsword? So this is something I've seen a lot of people bring up. It's like, oh, we can't have chaplains with this. We need power mauls. Well, first of all, the one-handed thunderhammer is going to have a heroic power maul variant that has been data mined already. But on top of that, there's also no guarantee. Well, I'm actually going to staggering that input delay. I actually can't. Whatever. That's awkward. Look at it. Next to itself next game. 9:55 p.m. actually. Coming out in a few hours. Anyone know? Yes. Yes, it is. 2 hours actually. Your mouse is breaking or sabotage by second-tier guardsmen. That's true. Spread the word of the fraudulent nature of second-tier guardsmen. He needs to be the joke of the entire community. All space free too.
Iron Halo ready. Intercepting projectiles.
We need a third-tier guardsman. Do we really need a third-tier guardsman? But what I was gonna say to the guy who asked about the chaplain class is that we don't necessarily need to have a the identical loadouts for these classes as what we had in 10th edition, because we have 11th edition coming out, which means the codexes for these guys can be completely different.
Your fire would be most effective after my bombardments.
If you seek someone to pick up after you,
Isn't he just rage baiting?
call for a chapter
Second tier
sergeant.
guardsman, dude. We dream of his rage bait. Second tier guardsman's pancreas doesn't even work. Okay.
Priority tiering eliminated. Strategic point locked.
God, dude. What is this delay here? Well, it's not even delay, it's just my aim key. Here, I'll even turn, just so you know I'm not coping. Turn on my input overlay. Look at this.
Enhanced tactic ready.
Oh, but now it's working, okay. Okay. What's the best heroic? And this guy asked me to say address me, demanding, very demanding today, aren't we? Elephant in the room. He really is the elephant in the room. The best heroic is just the Argent Edge. I also have a whole video guide on my channel, multiple for the best heroics if you're curious about that, and every other guide you can use in this game.
Reclamation center entrance.
Good.
PC
Hive ships
gaslighting
are moving into
FTG.
range of the capillary towers. We are in Kadaku's final hours.
I'm gonna feel like the teacher in The Incredibles, where he's like, "Did you see that?" Everyone's like, "No." Did you upgrade your GPU? Your game looks better. Hell no.
An unpleasant hope.
I haven't upgraded my PC since this game came out. Actually, I still play on a wooden desk.
Iron Haven ready.
I have not. I actually haven't bought a single piece of equipment since I started making content for this game. Right there, that blip. Yep.
Obtaining armaments.
What mouse and keyboard do you use? Funny of you to think I have any idea what brand this is. The keyboard and mouse I use are legitimately like 13 years old.
The machinery here lies dormant.
The damn lie, you got another monitor? No, I went downstairs and I plugged in a different monitor. It's very different.
Activated before we proceed.
A wooden desk? Yeah. I still use, so when I was a kid, my dad was really into woodworking, and he made an entire desk, and I still have that desk to this day. It has moved through multiple buildings. She uses a DDR pad. A Logitech mouse, 1000%. Just imagine, guys, when First Tour Guardsman finally has a better computer and a mouse that's not 13 years old, then we'll finally be a real Twitch streamer. But I don't know if I can afford a new mouse when I have to buy all those LED lights. FTG, what's a dad? Never heard of him.
Ammunition restocked. Iron Haven ready.
My member what? Use my funds for equipment, FTG. We need approximately 17 more months to afford a new mouse, I'm afraid. Until you even nursed this whole time. I prefer the term, it's like, you know, when Rock Lee had the ankle weights.
Communication with console halted.
What about a webcam? Why would I need that?
Invasive material must be removed prior to resumption.
Then we will remove this
Dorlan, thanks for joining the Imperial Guard.
invasive material located.
Biological matter no longer detected.
Also, what's up, Shotlander?
Communion with the console.
Some funny ass videos this guy makes.
Communion established.
To bless our vision with your divine face, of course. Do you really want to see what a 5,000 hour Space Marine 2 player looks like? That's something you want?
Operational.
I don't think you do.
Core controls established.
Is my oral, is like my voice not enough for you?
Primary controls reset.
Is my voice not enough for you?
Consoles are active.
Do you really need more? How greedy.
We have accessed the fortress, Captain.
Doesn't even your final form, am I right? Yeah, dude.
Head up to the cannons and remind the
Once we
Xenos of
finally
your
have
to attack.
15 alerts blasting off on our Twitch screen every 5 seconds, we'll be successful. FTG face reveal will be till past 20. FTG will face reveal Space Marine 3. Now, I will probably be at Adepticon next year, so maybe that's where we'll do a face reveal. I know Pancreas has asked me to go there. And I was like, sure.
Successful.
Hail Slanesh. This is the first thing this guy says in this chat is Hail Slanesh. FUG, just know you're getting another reference / shout out in my next vid. You flatter me, Shotlander. VTuber FTG when I'm dead. If FTG ever becomes a VTuber, you know it's not me anymore. It's actually just second tuber guardsman just puppeting my body. Litter your screen. You gotta litter your screen. To be a Twitch streamer in 2026, you have to have a secret lab chair. You have to spend $5,000 on your setup before you have a single viewer. It's the title clickbait. No, there's actually a year 3 reveal coming in 2 hours. This is FTG, dude. We don't fuck around when it comes to the new stream community updates. This is the #1 source for everything Space Marine 2. The #1 source of your favorite news slot is Space Marine 2. Well, time to grind, I guess. Fuck yeah, it is. Why do you think we're doing the, you gotta cover your entire screen with nonsense. That's just the path.
The Tyranids seem to know you're close. They are amassing at the fortress.
Inquisition, my ass, I literally had to have the space full step in because you were too insane. Outside of Space Marine 2, do you collect or play 40k? I definitely would more if I had more time, but it may shock you. It's actually this entire little shenanigan fest we got going here at FTG actually takes a lot of my time. And I don't even have time. If I had time to paint, I probably would, but I simply don't. I don't really, you know, FTG is a one-man job on all. I've never hired anybody. We've never outsourced. Just everything on this channel is made by me, except for those froggy PhD emotes. That's it. Also, your #1 source for your favorite Space Marine 2 streamer drama. That's also true. We carry every aspect of the community, from drama, to slop, to guides. How you keep this tiny game alive. Let's see, what's the reveal going to be? This monthly board post? Yep, this one's supposed to be pretty big. Or actually, it's allegedly supposed to be pretty small. You ever play Total War? Hell yeah. Best channel for Space Marine 2 slot for real, absolutely.
You're near the last cannons. You will need to find the manual controls to operate them.
I see the console you speak of.
Who would win a slop competition? FTG or Mr. E? Big Day, what's up, KG? We'll have a slop off. I've said it before, I'm like your irresponsible parent, okay? I give you Pop-Tarts every morning, and like occasionally I feed you a vegetable.
That hurt it. The Hierophant needs its weapons.
Besides the Emperor look so hot, I agree.
Solid hit.
It's an outfit that's never known defeat. So 10 AM reveal, already the weekly's done, Siege is done, and so on done. I've been anticipating this year's content, great interest. Okay, Palpatine. But since the new class confirmation and Chaos Siege info, it's true. We're going to have to get more of that. We're probably so my predictions here is that we're going to get the entire year 3 roadmap. Bare minimum, they have confirmed that we're going to get the tactical perk 3 reveal. And we'll also see some stuff for Chaos Siege. Is Space Marine 2 better on PC or PlayStation 5? I mean, in this case, I think it's like just objectively PC, right? We have FOV slider here, mod. I mean, there's gonna be mods and consoles pretty soon, but what's the 5,000 SMT player to approach with Shinobi? That's a great question. Not to rage bait, but the Helldiver 2 collab with 40k was awesome. Awesome melt-a-gun. Armor looks great. Both pistol dunks and everything. And Demar hotshot goes hard. It's okay. Genjutsu at that level no longer works on me. We've been training. Every day I wake up and I read comments under a build guide so I can just like practice myself and not give away, or train myself, excuse me. Tips on getting better at dodging on Bulwark. I have a whole Bulwark class guide that should answer everything you need to know about that class. If you look on the, if you look on my channel, you type in like the ultimate Bulwark class guide. It should answer all of your questions. If you're trying to get better at parrying on the Bulwark, though, a quick tip I can give you now is double tap your parry key. Since your block key and your parry are tied to the exact same hotkey, double tapping will guarantee a parry. ETA on the reveal, like 2 hours. A little under 2 hours.
Take the shot on those damn towers and unleash divine retribution.
As a sign for myself, then move on to Bulwark and Tack. Yeah, also, so I'll be updating the tactical guide when we actually have the new perk tree. But we're going to be seeing stuff on that today. GG's, thanks FGG, Fear was me. Oh, thanks for playing, man. Thank you for playing. Hey, FGG, I just got accepted into a college course for game design. Maybe one day I'll be working on Space Marine 3 or something, hopefully. Well, probably not Space Marine 3, because I'm pretty sure that game is going to be finished before you get a degree. But maybe Space Marine 15, or 4, or 5. I imagine they're going to be making Space Marine spin-off games forever. It's probably just the future of this game. The whole life cycle going on here. Oh, what's the reveal for? It's going to be the community update. Year 3. Probably the roadmap. Wait, how do we know today is a day? Because the community manager at Focus Entertainment, the publishing company, said today is a day. And I'm inclined to believe the words of the publishing company, who writes the entire update. To have some goddamn faith, Arthur. Have I ever led you astray? I'm just back real quick, guys. Oh, on Discord? Well, I said this on Discord and their official forums. Personally, I'm inclined to believe the guy who writes the entire thing. That's just me. Also got some coffee. Got fresh caffeine. So all of year 3 reveal released. Y'all know me just put in a fucking pin comment. Year 3 reveal in around 2 hours. And then we'll update that next hour. And then, what's up, boss? What's up, Texas Hammer? Alright, guys, 1 second. 1 moment. Where are the other stratagems today? Maybe follow Atreus. I mean, I guess that's kind of annoying. Disruption. I mean, I do kind of want to do all of these, like Reliquary. Here. Everyone wants to come in for the normal strats. Come on in. We're gonna just do these because they should count towards that new weekly or the new community event for accolades. 1 second. Not boys. The Lion is the best Primarch. You know, honestly, not a bad choice, but it's obviously Sanguinius. Did you try the Warhammer Hellbond Helldivers? The Hellbond. Warbond, excuse me. No. I did not. The Codex Astartes approves your coffee, FTG. So, for anybody, I guess, this is an Alpha Legion. I'm not shaking the Alpha Legion member's hand. Fuck off. What do you call it? FTG, I did my 5th true solo. Hell yeah, Yanni. I'll shake this guy's hand. Yeah, guys, never accept the handshake from an Alpha Legion member, okay? Can't argue with Sanguinius. Who can? Yeah, you can't argue with him because he's dead. Doesn't have anything to say. All the dads laughed at that one. What do you call it? And I got 0 Terminus. Well, that's how it is, Yanni. Let's use get Vulcan, low-key goated. I argue for Dorn. Not a bad choice. I like Robo Dorn. I will plant my Alpha Boys under your bed now, FCG. Very odd. So that's certainly a sentence you've chosen to say to me. He is one of the good Alfariuses. I do like this outfit, though, he's got going on. I might actually steal that later. Actually, I'm going to do a sniper one of that. Like an Alpha Legion cape. So, for anyone popping in, today is the day of the community update. We should be getting, bare minimum, the tactical perk 3 rework. We're also going to be getting the year 3 roadmap reveal, most likely. Or at the very least, Chaos Siege mode. I also asked Zambit if they want to come back and do Siege mode runs again. And they said sure. So we'll see how good the new if the new Chaos Siege is like the other Siege mode. I'm not gonna bother, but it's different. That could be fun. Zeno's got it. Major Kievar's gone. Transferred command to me. I am Commander Hotel, 22nd Company. Wait, and the Space Force champion is probably coming. As our fallback point.
Understood. Expect reinforcement.
What is going on with my aim key today? Nice highest wave record. I mean, we try. It depends. If it's like the current Siege mode, I can't be. The current Siege mode, in my opinion, is not very good. Zambit has been missed. Zambit's been on their gamer path. What do you expect the boss will be when you face the Chaos Marines, the Space Marines, and Chaos Siege? I think so. I don't think there's going to actually be a boss for them. I really don't. That's a lot of effort for them to put into like one spin-off mode, I feel. But then again, they put end of operation bosses, but they've also reused those. I'm pretty sure the Chaos Marines are just going to be like a secondary enemy type that's just in the map.
Stay close and sharp.
Agree, both hard and normal siege feel like slop.
Enhanced tactic ready.
Like a slog.
Obstruction removed.
What enemy faction would you like to see add for Space Marine 3? I mean, I think the obvious choice for Space Marine 3 is Necrons, right?
Intercepting projectiles.
Anything but Tau.
Rally point located ahead. Push forward.
It's Marty as Calgar. He will be the guy, yeah. It will be literally Calgar. No, so the way we saw in the data mines and how the Chaos Siege is going to work is that the Loyalist waves are like on top of the normal waves, so it sounds like the factions are going to be identical. Like you're going to be fighting Tyranids and Thousand Suns, and then occasionally in those waves as an objective to fight the Space Marine Raiders.
That weapon of yours is
They're not going to be like a whole faction, but we'll see. Maybe the leaks aren't entirely telling the truth, or like the whole truth. It's just data mines after all.
Iron Halo ready. Enhanced tactic ready.
Necrons be slightly more annoying than Thousand Suns. I mean, they're only as annoying as the developers designed them to be, you know? Thousand Suns didn't have to be annoying. You didn't have to make the ranged gameplay leap with this game. You know, like, plenty of games have ranged enemies and are not obnoxious to fight against. This game's just not one of them.
Leave the generators to us. They shall not fall.
Aesthetic bombardment detected.
How many hours till the reveal? What, 2 hours? A little less than 2 hours.
Execute Iron Halo tactic.
When is the reveal? Read the pin count. I'm my ass, dude.
Calibrate your aim.
Do we think Orcs will be in Space Marine 3? Probably not. I hope they are, but Tyranids definitely will be. Tyranids are a perfect faction in the game already, I think. Or damn near perfect. Did you have 4 forms Zambit for the siege runs? Maybe. We will see. Surprised you didn't kill your teammates yet? We don't have that option right now.
Generators failing. Halfway there, my lords.
Iron Halo online.
Bullet Reserve really is a cracked perk, though. It's actually active. What would you say is the go-to setup for the Tech Ring serve again? I mean, it's just Precision Enhancement. That was the best. Plasma's kind of fallen off a bit. Oh, it's actually, Plasma's still good, but AoE is like the last thing you need from your servo gun. What you actually want in the servo gun is burst damage against high priority targets. And also, a lethal perimeter triggers way more perk effects far more easily than the for less energy use than Plasma does. And you're also not forced into taking the burn perk. And also burn as an effect is less valuable than it used to be because it got nerfed on boss damage already. And it's also been nerfed for any Auspex skin. Which means you have a tactical on your team now, burn is less valuable. So, I mean, I've always been on the plane that, like, Plasma's still good. It's just gotten progressively worse. It can technically be the highest damage, you hit everything, but, like, the highest damage option is not always the best option. I should say the highest damage potential option is not always the best option, because otherwise tactical will be the best class in the entire game. Quinn. Actually more worth the sniper. At least for hard strats and ops. Not to say that like, you mean slapping a tactical onto your team, obviously the sole top your choice.
Ammunition restocked.
I heard tales of the prowess of the Ultramarines, but never expected to see it with my own eyes.
Lesser men have fled at the sight. You did well to stand and fight.
High damage option isn't always the best option. Preach, FTG, preach. I mean, consistent dead DPS is no DPS.
This is the best chance we can give the Cadians to control this sector.
The thing from MMOs for a long time is like, you know, if your damage potential, if your build with full damage potential can't survive, is it really the best? If it only like finishes 1 out of 10 missions, but finishes them like 10% faster when it actually wins versus a class that wins all 10, which one's more effective? Secure stockpile grip be forever goated, yeah, because of the seat that perk spray.
Is leaving the battlefield.
Butcher every last thousand sons.
Guys, checked in with the summer year 3. We're gonna have the reveal in 2 hours, so stay tuned.
It is starting to open.
State your current position.
Actually, I have a question for you. Very well. Speak your piece, Mad Marvel. I always find it funny people say, I have a question, and then they don't actually have a question in the same section.
Brother Voltus, Squad Viridian stands by your side.
Waste no time, brothers.
Have you heard back from STG? Yeah, we've been talking on Discord.
New objective. Rendezvous at next juncture.
Make sure to spread the word throughout the Space Marine 2 community on all platforms that STG is fraud and First Regardsman is not affiliated with them.
Hell's Fall. Destruction required. High priority Tyranny eliminated.
Will you inspect my Watch Captain's arms worthy being on the battlefield? If you're in my game, we can. I'm not going to be doing that today, but maybe we actually will do it. I know Jeff and I, we were doing an outfit competition at one point. Talking to yourself on Discord? No. How dare you? How dare you assume that STG and FTG are the same person? What are you trying to say? That I gave Pancreas no work in Empire Script and spent 3 hours editing a ship post, also I can then post a video of that ship post and then react to that video on a live stream and make a video about that? That'd be schizophrenic. Realistic questions only and suggestions. Thank you.
Tactical situation improves.
Jefficus and First Regards and Barbie stream. That's true. Somebody thought that STG was Jeff. Straight up. They thought it was his voice. Why isn't STG even live? Like, even live? STG never goes live because all of his gameplay is stolen. I barely see any vids on the Vanguard class. Why do you think so? I mean, I made there are plenty of vids on Vanguard, but like also, there's not really much to figure out in Space Marine 2 anymore. Outside like in between patches, the community's moved on from strictly guides. I would say, in a lot of cases, guides were much more popular in the first year of the game. That might change as like we get new perks, but like I'm sure you're gonna have some questions, but Space Marine 2 is mostly a solved game at this point, and without like, and the only thing that's really gonna change between patches would be like these major 3 reworks we have, some team comp options with Chaplain, some like probably decent buffs to underpowered options, but Saber's made it pretty clear they don't care to change a lot of the perks in this game, so I think most of the builds are gonna be pretty similar.
We are getting closer. Find a way to join the Dreadnought.
In a perfect dodge guide, yeah. You know, some people still don't know what the good builds are. I still see comments on videos that are like legitimately just identical builds to what we've had for a year, and people are, it's still brand new to some people because they like. But if you've played Space Marine 2 for a long time, the reality is everything in this game is repetitive at this point because nothing new has really come out for build variety outside of heroic weapons. The Bulwark class has legitimately not changed outside of heroic weapons in a year. There's been no substantial change to that class. Love Thunderhammer Bulwark build you did. I'm trying to think how many builds am I gonna have left to do. I feel like I've done. I probably at this point, just by sheer magnitude of build guides, have made 60 or 70% of all builds in Space Marine 2 possible. And we'll surely do that again for the next patch. I've seen comments before that have said things like, "Oh man, how could this guy post this build? This other guy's build is so much better," and then like the other guy's build is literally just a build I already made. Or it's a build somebody else already made, because Space Marine 2 does not have substantial build crafting. A lot of cases, it's genuinely just 2 perks. What's the major difference in the game? Like, this build is only 2 perk differences. Like, that's just Space Marine 2. Space Marine 2 is just half the time, like 3 perk changes. You know a game's cooked when, like, the biggest complaint players have is, like, how... Guys, we're changing one node. We don't actually need this node, we're taking one different node. And all it is like a 10% buff to boss damage or something. They could pull a Borderlands and Envy row of perks to the old classes. Like, that would be the greatest possible thing they could do for this game, but they're not going to do that. They don't even fix up the perks we do have half the time.
Destroy all hostiles. Destruction. Eliminate the attackers immediately.
Sorcerer. Oh. He's cooked. I've also seen people say before that, do you really think the game's cooked when you played so much, though? I mean, I didn't think it's cooked. I don't think the game itself is cooked. I just think that, like, as far as new builds are concerned, the only new builds in Space Marine 2 are coming from heroic weapons. The actual perk tree setups have been, like, identical for most of these things for ages. And it's just because the perk tree design is not that intricate in the game. Which is by design, because they want it to be casual friendly. If you had perk nodes like Darktide, it'd be a little overwhelming.
Enhanced tech practical. Eliminate long distance shooters.
Each class basically has 2 main build choices, except for Tech Marine who has 3 and Heavy who has 1, pretty much.
Suppression successful.
I know I talked to Zambit about this previously, and they said that, like, Sabers doesn't like to make creative perks, and I can't deny it. The heroic auto bolt rifle will spice things up. Oh yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that's legitimately the last heroic they ever make in this game. Because every single weapon in Space Marine 2 is supposed to get 2 heroic variants eventually. Or PoE 2. Yeah, so Space Marine 2 is a game where you can just make a fun, goofy build and everybody will like it, but if you did the same thing in Path of Exile, a little different. Very different communities. The players can't read perks. Okay. Like, I'm not here to be the arbiter of what people can and can't play with. All of my channel ever is just a suggestion of what I like to use and what I think is good. And that's really all any game. That's really all any game channel is, right? It's just here's my suggestion. But Space Marine 2 is also unique in that some of the comments I see are occasionally just wrong, and people really hold some weapons that are not good and high value, and that's fine. But it's like uniquely in this game. Actually, it's uniquely in PvE games. You find that.
Gather the explosive charges and place them.
When does reveal come out today? Around 10 a.m. EST. Yep. That is I need a cape for my bulwark. Those are confirmed coming eventually. Bro, they're gonna give tactical 2 bolters. Meanwhile, heavy cannot equip or know how to hold a rifle. How? Well, we don't even know what the perk is gonna be like on the tactical. I've seen a lot of reactions to the tactical perk tree rework that I'm like, guys, let's just wait to actually see what the perk tree changes are going to be before we judge the entire update they're planning. Because I can't think of an update to a class that has made the class worse in Space Marine 2 overall since launch. I said like maybe the aspects were like it's more like weapon specific interactions. It's like the only real nerfs. How do I put this? So players complain about nerfs, so like say like, oh, Saber's gonna nerf this or that in Space Marine 2, but if you actually just go and count nerfs versus buffs, the buffs are tremendously higher in quantity. And then nerfs are all pretty justified. All like 5 of them.
Rejoin with the Redemptor.
That's not like this game's player-based reasons, but reads the patch notes half the time anyways, so...
So they never see starlight again. Trigger the charges and advance to the egress point before the cathedral falls.
I have a question, and why? Because I don't share an opinion. Why do people dislike the Zangor and Lighten? It's because they're good at dodging or what? Because they have annoying hitbox, annoying movement. They fly outside of your melee range. So if you're playing a melee class, you genuinely can't hit them without your ranged weapon at times. Not very fun. Same reason people don't like zone throws or melee throws, because if you're half the classes in the game, or 3 of the classes in the game, a hard time from mostly two. Assault or bulwark. And they also zip around, and when they have enrage mechanics on them, they do inflict million damage. What's up, FTG? How's it going, dude? We are waiting for the year 3 reveal right now. It's coming. Are they releasing a full roadmap tonight? It should be. A bare minimum patch 15 stuff. By expectation, full class reveal and year 3 roadmap. I don't really know where else they would release a year 3 roadmap. Is the heroic plasma pistol better or relic? They're both pretty equivalent. This depends what you're doing. I generally feel most worries are completely unwarranted, and the only thing that can be annoying that at all changes brings about bugs, but usually they sort the really bad ones out after a week. I mean, the players who are complaining, this is true for like most games, the players who complain about nerfs are also the people those nerfs affect the least usually. At least in this game. Like, was every player who's using the Pyroblaster stacking max burn into like a Kraken Penetrator rounds Auspex scan and then applying an exposed bonus on purpose? No. No, they were not. When does the reveal happen? Read the pinned comment. I'm fairly new to the game, so feel free to tell me if I'm wrong, but most of the heroics are mediocre at best. I don't care about alt fire mode. I'd rather have a weapon perk that's going to benefit me with damage or survivability instead of most guns. I see your relic has more damage. This doesn't have a perk that's barely getting used, but maybe I'm just smooth brained. Well, in the case of like the alt fire gun, so we're talking in the tier list of alt fire, this thing is Donkey Kong Bongo Cheeks. This one kind of slaps because burn is still a pretty strong effect for horde clear, and this alt fire is like actually cracked. Grenade launchers are cracked in Space Marine 2. They are the most cracked alt fire in the entire game. Combi Flamers, Combi Melt is pretty good. But no, the heroics are all pretty good. The heroics are in a lot of cases the best in slot items in the game. I mean, Argent Edge is like the best melee weapon in Space Marine 2. Salamander's Power Sword is one of the best fencing weapons. The Bull Carbine, the Combi Flamer is pretty identical. Heroic Plasma Pistol, one of the best weapons. White Scar's Chainsword is the best chainsword. And Carmine Axe is, I would say it's pretty equivalent. It can do different things. Because on this one, you don't need the Power Wave perk as much. You can still take it, but... this one, and like they all have goofy uses. Like, these two weapons right here, Deathwatch and Argent Edge, are like genuinely cracked. Long time no see, FGG. What's up, Julius? Excuse me. If you played the game only on launch and wanted to go back now, where would you start? I am working on a very long guide for this, actually, and how I would prioritize starting. But, if I was a fresh account in Space Marine 2, the first class I would play is Sniper. Because his leveling process takes him right into perks you want almost immediately, where you get things like Purification at like level 5. Which means your very first like 2 or 3 missions are going to get you like this god tier perk. And then you can also work on leveling up your Bolt Carbine here, which will transfer on your Tactical Vanguard, and also, you know, obviously be cracked on this guy. And then you will also be leveling up your Bolt Pistol, and you will also be leveling up your Knife, which is also transferable to 1, 2, 3 classes. And then, once that's all done, once you are, like, farming with this guy, I would start on normal stratagems as well. Hold on. I'm Hillbilly Willy, I think for the tier 1. I would also go to the normal stratagems mode, because you still get XP from this mode. They only removed the XP from the hard stratagems game mode. So you can level up and get accolades right off the bat. And I would farm this, and I would farm normal siege until I have enough for a heroic weapon, at which point I would just buy the Argent Edge, or I'd buy the heroic heavy bolt rifle. And at that point, what you've basically done, if you buy the heroic heavy bolt rifle first, you now have a top tier weapon on Tech Marine and Tactical, and you also have a transferable weapon to your heavy class. You want to level him. And by leveling up your Sniper first, you have the ultimate accolades farming machine, because this guy is incredibly easy to play and also the best class in the game for the hard strats. And you'll also have a maxed out bolt pistol when you swap over to your Bulwark and Assault. So like it's really all upside, and if you get a second one, second accolades, you don't want to buy the Argent Edge. Just buy something else. That's how I would do it. Kind of silly they removed XP from hard strats. Well, I don't know why they're so against the level gating this game, but when is the reveal? Read the pin comment. Okay, let's go into minimal difficulty. Do the Reliquary one. I don't think I've actually played Reliquary in genuinely 6 months. I don't think I've actually played this shit. When are we expecting the year 3 reveal? Pinned comment. This game is 2 hours. Have you tried the Angels and Carmine Death Company drift yet? Put my Bulwark looks clean. I've done that quite a few times. Level gating equals more time playing game equals more likely to buy cosmetics. FGG, tell everyone to like the video. Everyone like the video. Hello, played some Chaos missions yesterday on Absolute. Most of them through Quick Game. Didn't get any accolades for the Community Weekend. Am I doing something wrong? Did you do the Community Weekend? Did you reload your game? Level gating also makes people leave the game. I don't think that's really true at all. Like, level gating harder difficulties.
The Thousand Suns erected a warp beacon under Mary.
You're not losing
It is
content.
calling every warp fiend in the
Even
Immaterium to
Helldivers
join
does
the
this, and
fight.
Helldivers is like the most
Enemies
successful
to
game
capture.
ever.
Sever the heretics
Is there
portal
actually-
and cut them off from reinforcement. Your
To a certain extent, I
success
should say.
will
I don't even
decide
think
whether
that's. I
this is
think.
a war of days.
Well, I think difficulty levels are inherently gatekeeping the whole point. Like a difficulty, like why do difficulty levels exist in video games? They are inherently gatekeeping mechanic. That's why they were put in the first place. Julius, I think the Prime for 4 months. You have a build for the plasma incinerator? I might need that thing right now. It sucks for me on Tech Marine. I have a build for pretty much everything you could ever need in Space Marine 2. With a million more well on the way. Just type it in, first to Guardsman, name a weapon, and you'll probably find it. Or look at my patch 14 build guides playlist, or the patch 13 one, because then the build changed from patch 13 to patch 14. I'm pretty sure every Bulwark build in the past year is also still completely usable. Is liking Block Power Sword more over the Salamanders a hot take? I don't think so. I mean, I think they're about equivalent to each other. Well, Salamander's probably a little bit better, but Block Power Sword is still very good. The ways in which the Salamander's Power Sword is better, most players are not taking advantage of. Put it that way.
It made the mistake of being in my sights. I can restore this sentry's operational status.
The Block Power Sword makes for nicer clips when you have 2 block charges, lead a bunch of guys in one world, but definitely isn't as good. I mean, it's definitely better in Horde Clear for Majoris. Block Power Sword's pretty fucking good in the game.
The way out is barred. They shall not.
Doesn't matter for the weekend rewards if I start or finish a mission or just join it. You gotta start it. That's definitely true for the Heart Siege one. So I imagine it's true for the community events too.
The Tomb Servitors may have a replacement.
His name is Granny Basher 6942. Interesting. What? This guy got against grandmas. You were kidding about the White Scar's Chainsword being the best? Holy damn. I mean, I think that's just the best weapon. I think that's the best in the slot Chainsword, and probably the best in the slot over the Block Power X as well in a lot of classes. I would argue the White Scar's Chainsword's better than the Block Chainsword for the Vanguard. I also argue the Argent Edge is just the best weapon in the entire game for every class it's on. You kind of just auto-win.
Active camouflage charge. Perhaps we have missed the service.
Also the most engaging. Yeah, White Scar's Chainsword feels fun to use. I think speed is the most important stat when it comes to having fun on a weapon in a lot of cases, because you're engaging with more of the moveset. Ooh, Meltable. Maybe a surplus active. This squad unity. How much potential am I losing out on if I can't animation cancel consistently on stuff like what? I mean, if you can't animation cancel, you're losing out on a tremendous amount of potential. It's also not necessary to do.
Let us pray this still has enough charge.
Glory to the Omnissiah.
Crazy gamer tag.
Open the door.
Consecration.
If you're not animation canceling on Assault and Bulwark, you're not using the classes very well. You also have to use it pretty well to get a lot out of them. Makes sense. If you don't have, it's the same way. Like if I play Devil May Cry 5, I don't have to be S rank, Burger the Light, max blasting, or what's it called, Devil Trigger blasting on Nero the entire time to have a fun time, or to win the game. Even on the hardest difficulty. So just because something's possible in the game doesn't mean you have to use it. Also, Space Marine 2 is not that sweaty of a game. There's exceptionally little content that requires you to be like really min-maxing. Heroic Plasma is a bit too slow to load for me. What does that mean? The Heroic Plasma is too slow to load. You mean like it's too slow to overheat, or what? DMC the goated franchise? It is.
Indexing list of
Would you agree that the
potential
three most staple heroics against the Argent Edge, Deathwatch, Heavy Bolter, and Heavy Plasma Pistol? I'd probably put the, yeah, actually, yeah. I think that was my top 3. I have a whole video on that. The 10 heroics I think everyone should have.
To be remembered in death is the
Also, hilariously enough, those 3 heroics are like the best in slot picks for every single slot that you can have them available on the Tech Marine.
seeking enough.
That's just as the best loadout.
Only in death does duty end. Scanning casket now.
I wonder when the sniper cloak spam thing will get patched. Never. It was an intended buff by them. They already nerfed the sniper massively before. He was way more OP in year 1. Because now he has a... So every time you cloak and you cancel like this... See, I'm not using my cloak. Inevitably, the more you do that, you will get to the point that it will auto-drain your cloak. So if we do it like one more time, you see, no cloak drain. Do it again, and now we have an auto-cloak drain. It just takes a massive chunk. That's part. That will also happen when you just shoot with your gun, which is why Squad Renewal is the best perk on this class, because the only thing you actually need to live on sniper is. And Marshall, thank you for the super chat.
This tomb's rest
That's why.
Consecration seals unbound.
That was the intended nerf, because you used to be able to do this 24/7 and never ever use a cloak, and by the time your cloak was back, like this, pretty much, you'd have the Emperor's Race again to be invulnerable the entire time. The camo cloak cancel. So it's still in the game, it's just less effective.
Stealth ready.
Swapping out magazine.
I have had my fill of this crypt.
Boggles my head when snipers don't take the perk to get headshot ability back. I mean, CDR is just the best in slot pick for every class it's on. I think it's like, it's really, you just look at it from a strict value proposition, even just for the classes. I would argue Inner Fires rather than Unhead Seal. Though Unhead Seal is also one of the best perks in the game. But as far as like team value goes, getting the class abilities in Space Marine 2 are very strong. And any perk that gets you that back faster. Especially for classes like Tech Marine. Or Tactical. What's happening in year 3? We're gonna find out in an hour.
That Helldrake has us in its sights.
You will regret taunting us, demons.
Favorite chapter? Blood Angels.
Astartes do not fear immolation.
Oh, I get me, okay. It's a balance to it, so it's not overly broken. Yeah, it's very, very fair now. Blood Angels is so base. I also like Dark Angels. My top 5 chapters are like number 1, Blood Angels, number 2, Imperial Fist, number 3, Dark Angels, number 4, Space Wolves, and then number 5, kind of ever-changing. Honestly, number 5 might be Ultramarines.
Going to attack. It divides us with balefire barriers.
Dark Angels are so peak. Dark Angels work. They also actually have their prime arc. An auto buff.
The spearman is merely a beast for us to
Space
put
Marine 2
down.
campaign really needs to refresh. They're not going to touch the campaign again, I don't think. A campaign like that, like that's the drawing point for like the hyper casuals. Like when we're talking about content for games, like what's gonna, like you as a game developer, what's gonna bring in more players as like total traffic? A one-off campaign DLC expansion, or a repeatable mission archetype in your PvE mode with like levels and builds.
The Helldrake lines us up for a shot.
Improvise environmental heat shields.
I mean, fuck. The only game mode that actually matters in Space Marine 2 is just PvE operations. And PvP will never be popular. I'm sorry. Is that a hot take? I don't think it is. What's good at GG Gang? What's up, Solus?
Take all you can carry. Take cover!
Like, we're 2 years into the game. This is when game communities consolidate. There is no... The PvP is a dead game mode. They said they're going to add more to it, but... by comparison to the PvE.
They shall not see. That was but a taste of what
Man, PvP is fun, yeah, but damn near nobody plays it. I compared to the operations anyway. Well, they dropped in the community update to like an hour and a half.
I am a phantom of death. Stealth ready. Inserting fresh magazine.
I would love to use Chaos skins in operations. You're only going to get Chaos skins in the Chaos Siege mode because Games Workshop said no to ops. Which is why we're going to Chaos Siege mode in the first place, because it's like an arcade mode. Though, to be honest, if it's like the current Siege mode, that shit's going to suck ass.
We no longer suffer its existence.
You don't want PvP, you want a PvE mode? Yeah. I mean, a lot of cases, no, the people that show up to live chats for games usually, and the people who go and engage with things on forums, these are the most dedicated players to a game. So you actually see a lot of, you'll see a lot of players say like, oh, I actually like PvP a lot. But you have to understand, like, the casual audience, the general audience that like only tunes in for like one major patch and leaves, they will never play the PvP for more than like a day. And then they'll come back. And only come back for the PvE ops that they've been slowly grinding for like 2 years now. What's your main class on that one? I just play whatever I'm feeling.
We have reached the location of their foul beacon.
This sanctum is profaned by dark energies. Please perform cleansing rites.
I think the machine spirit has a plan.
I would prefer DLC with Necrons as Space Marine 3.
Pristine
Well, that's definitely not happening. Has no SCG's a Vanguard main. I'm actually convinced Vanguard's only popular because of this knowing.
Praise be to the omniscient.
If that class had no healing, it would be the most maligned class in the entire game. I mean, it already kind of is at this point, but... I promise you, whatever class I attach a healing perk to will probably go up in like the casual mind tremendously.
It worked. The barrier fades.
Cleansing rites successful. Your deeds will be immortalized in the archives.
Onward, brothers! We have the Helldrake to kill. Lorian, you recalibrated my rifle. A fight to the death with the Helldrake.
They're getting tabbers on Sniper. They didn't say anything about that. Maybe. We know we're getting capes on Bulwark, though.
Helldrake! Let us end this infected wretch! I do not think my bolts so much as annoyed have become chapter law. Invoke the arsenal of St. Lankai. Were I a saint and my cathedral was defiant, I would react immediately. Take cover, brothers.
So is there any updates coming out this year or only next year? Well, year 3 is going to be this year, so... Like, it's year 3 of the game's content cycle. It's not year 3 of the, like, it's not saying 2027 is the only time that content's coming out. So both. Both is good.
One for Bellfire and Crows.
Now we must survive until the relics activate. The relics of St. Lankai have rendered the... That last shot was all...
Game launched in September? Yes, it did. Though we're not getting a release of this patch exactly 1 year. It's probably going to come out on the 9th, I imagine. Appreciate all your content. FTG been watching since February of 2025. I know some of you guys are OGs. This was my gameplay slop channel, and then now here we are. You know, honestly, guys, my content's only gotten better. I've seen as the FTG has grown, my content has not really changed. My gameplay, if you look back at the beginning of my channel, all my channel was just me posting my solo runs, and that's still what I do on this channel. Now I just explain the build. So the people who are here for that shit, they've been here for like 2 years straight. And they want it. I'll keep giving it to them. This entire channel is built on. It's me playing game. STG gate is real, dude. It's true. I love it, dude. FTG is sloth. Always has been. The only improvement is STG's ability to steal content. Maybe we'll go from 1080p to 1440p. Maybe we'll do that one day. Actually, my performance in this game has gotten worse over time. We're losing FPS every day. Alright, third monitor for year 3. You have a diabetic man in your head that calls you stud buff, and that's true. That guy's pancreas doesn't even work. I like how I've gaslit my audience so hard that they are also gaslighting me on accident at this point, where I can't even tell if people are in on the joke anymore. I genuinely cannot tell if people know it's a joke. It's very obviously a joke. Like if you dig into it for like 5 seconds, it's the most obvious bit ever. Which is why I think most people understand. But like there are some comments that have me raising my eyebrow, where somebody legitimately asked me, "Is that pancreas no work? It sounds just like him. It sounds almost down to his exact tonation and his jokes." And I was like, "Nah, dude, it's not him. Not actually him. What's a joke? Never heard of her." All right, 1 second. What's a joke? Me. I'll be right back. Very large guides. By the end of the year, I have a 57 video plan. Community updates out. That was fast. A minute ago. Oh shit, chat, we're here. We're here. Oh my god, it's happening. Oh my god, it's happening, chat. Refresh the page. Everybody calm down. Here we go. Oh my god. Wait, they weren't even kidding. It's a small update. These little fucks. They weren't even kidding. There's gonna be a big one coming. There's gonna be a big thing coming. Alright. This is actually a small update. Hold on. They weren't lying. We'll do some patch. There's some year 3 stuff here, so. Okay. Do this. Hey guys, first to Regardsman here, and I'll be talking about the August community update for Space Marine 2. Now, this came out around 2 minutes ago. This has stuff for the new upcoming patch 15, Chaos Siege mode, and One-Handed Thunderhammer, and also a brand new mode called the Crucible mode. So we'll be going into all of that here, starting off with Hello Space Marines. You know the drill now. The end of the month means new info about Space Marine 2. Let us reveal some of the content of patch 15, the community event, and a few words about modding. So patch 15. We're working on patch 15, making sure everything is ready before it reaches your hands. The wait won't be much longer. Patch 15 is coming very soon, so stay tuned. In the meantime, let's dive into some of the content coming with this update. Number 1, Chaos Siege mode. As you know, Chaos Siege mode is coming with patch 15, bringing a new challenge to the game. In this mode, you'll play with Chaos Space Marines on a brand new siege map located on Avarax. Yeah, we had leaks for this, so that definitely makes sense. And Avarax, for those of you who are unaware, this is the Hive City we played on, so this is probably post-campaign. Next, they say you will face Tyranids and Loyalist waves, receive the support of Chaos Cultists and Ritualists, and you'll be able to deploy a Hellbrood to wreak havoc on the battlefield. Okay, so you might not actually be fighting the Chaos Thousand Suns at all here. I mean, they were in the data mines. I imagine they'll probably be around, but if you aren't fighting them, that would explain why the Hellbrood's on your team, and it'll probably like the Thousand Sun skin there, so we'll see what they do with that. But here we have some images where, like, this is the new map, and then there's also a Night Lord skin. This is obviously a skin just straight from the PvP here, and some Tyranid waves. So this stuff looks pretty cool, and it's this Chaos Chainsword. Now, I also want to mention that Focus did say you will be very likely able to just use the heroic weapons. However, I don't think they'll be receiving new skins, but we'll see what they do with that later. Next up, we have the One-Handed Thunderhammer. We're adding the One-Handed Thunderhammer, a fast weapon that can transition between single target and area attacks, available for the Tactical, Assault, Bulwark, and Tech Marine classes. Okay, so Tech Marine is getting a One-Handed Thunderhammer. That's a pretty big shock to me, but Tactical getting this, I mean, this is the first new weapon to Tactical in ages for his melee slot. Way back in like patch 7, they gave him a combat knife, but this time around, I mean, this one has CDR on it, which means you can actually have a cooldown reduction on your Auspex scan potentially, and also things like the Bulwark banner, and of course the servo gun, and also your ground pound. So this weapon can be very strong, and I'm actually very curious to see what we see with this one as we get further into the update cycle. Now, next up, Crucible mode. The Crucible awaits, brother. Will you submit to the test? A new game mode will also be added, the Crucible mode. Talk to our beloved chapter chaplain to set up your penance before going to an operation. Penances are personal debuffs that will make your mission even harder, and they will grant you purity XP if you succeed the operation, which will let you unlock unique customization items and armor parts. So this is where the Lamenter pack is actually coming from. This might not even be like a proper cosmetic pack you have to pay for and just unlock through game, which makes sense since Lamenters are known for dying, and a penance is a huge thing for a personal debuff. Next they have each penance has a tier, each with its own set of unique challenges and rewards. The more debuffs you pick, the more XP you get, but the harder the challenge, so choose wisely. Since Crucible is designed to be an endgame challenge, your class must be level 25 to participate. Okay, so this is like some of the first truly level gated content we've ever had in Space Marine 2, and this also moves the endgame challenge of the way of the entire game away from just the heroic options, because at the moment the accolades grind, that is the end game challenge for Space Marine 2, and we also had some leaks for this previously, but I'm curious to see what kind of customization we'll have for this. And if it's purely cosmetic, I think that's a great idea, because something Space Marine 2's been missing for a while at this point is a proper, you know, end game unlock for cosmetics for like super dedicated and die-hard players, and having some like crazy armor set that's only unlockable through, like, you know, rubbing your balls across sandpaper. That sounds like a pretty cool option for the game, and we've seen that stuff in the past like Halo Reach and stuff like that. It was pretty popular there, so I think this is a great thing. But let me know what you guys think about this new mode in the comments section below. Now, next we have the Tactical perk tree rework. We have teased in a previous community update, the Tactical class will receive a major rework to support more versatile playstyles. His perk tree in particular will be more diverse and will allow for more creativity in the build. A frequent request was to expand his melee arsenal, and now be possible to equip a power sword, power axe, or the one-handed thunderhammer at the expense of his primary weapon for a melee build. Okay, that is cool. So we're effectively doubling the total melee weapons on this class, actually over doubling, and we're also having some new perk interactions where you can give up your secondary. That's a really cool thing in the game. Maybe we'll see stuff like this for the heavy at some point in time. Or if you take like a heavy bolt rifle, you can just swap out your, you can also take a combat knife or something like that. This is really cool. I was not expecting this, and they mentioned stuff like this a while back in like a way further, back in November for a community update, that they would have some crazy stuff planned for the tactical. This is a really cool feature, so I'm sure this will be pretty popular for a lot of players. And the power axe and power sword, we have multiple heroics for all of these. And there's also going to be a one-handed Thunderhammer heroic coming out this patch as well as a power maul, so that's pretty cool. Next to say, if you are more into distant fights, a class perk will allow you to replace your secondary weapon with a primary bolt rifle. So we saw a previous leak for this, so this might give you a grenade launcher as a secondary. That would make this like the best perk on the class overall, but we still haven't seen the official perk tree. And if you are curious about all the leaked perks coming for this class, I do have multiple videos on that will link in the description somewhere. Now, next we have something we should have done a long time ago. A few community updates ago, we told you that we're working on something we should have done a long time ago. The something in this question being the cape recolor. Take a first look. So we're just going to play this if we can here real quick. Hold on, can I put it in the other window? I guess not, but whatever. The point is, you can now recolor your capes. That's pretty fucking cool if you ask me. And this is something people have wanted for ages, and we have a ton of cape colors here. And this will allow you to properly rep things like veterans, Astartes, and stuff like that. So I'm sure this will be a very sought after piece of addition, and also there is going to be capes on Bulwarks pretty soon, so just keep that in mind. The Bulwark will have capes in year 3, they have confirmed that. It will not be coming out in patch 15 here, however, you will have access to that further down the road, and there will be a 3rd War Gear slot as well, so pretty cool. Next, we have 2nd anniversary update. First of all, we would like to say thank you for these 2 incredible years of Space Marine 2 and for your continued support throughout this journey. The enthusiasm you've shown for the game and its updates continues to motivate us to keep bringing new content experiences to the battle. And also, as we reach this 2-year milestone, we're excited to share the 2nd anniversary update will arrive in early October. Okay, so it sounds like the patch has been delayed a bit here. Previously, they said that we would have the patch in September, so this will not be this upcoming month here in September. It's going to be in October, which is a pretty big pushback, to be honest. We had the Tech Marine update also get pushed back a bit, so that does make a bit of sense. Next, I say that's not all. Season Pass 3 will also be available on the same day, bringing even more content for you to discover, following the same formula as for year 2 and year 1. We're really excited about what's coming, and we hope you'll be excited as us to join us for another year of Space Marine 2. And as a little token of appreciation, we can confirm that yes, you will have your Greatsword in year 3. So Greatsword confirmed, guys. We are getting a one-handed Thunderhammer and a Greatsword, and this kind of makes it sound like maybe that new class will in fact be Aegis this year. I mean, that might be the case because those guys do have great swords, or maybe chaplains are going to get great swords in the 11th edition codex. But that's a pretty big piece of news. They've confirmed that we have a great sword. I mean, people were treating this as confirmed before anyways, but the kind of recap here, we're having power sword, power axe, one-hand Thunderhammer on the tactical. The one-hand Thunderhammer itself will be on the tac, assault, bulwark, and tech marine class, and we're also going to be getting a brand new melee weapon on top of that later in the year, and cape recolors. And we also have an ongoing community event here for completing 3 chaos missions on Reliquary, Fall Atreus, Obelisk, Vortex, Disruption, or Purgation to earn 100 accolades and 150 requisition points. So that is a pretty big thing for the game, guys. I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. How do you feel about having a greatsword in year 3? We didn't get the reveal of the new class, however, because they have confirmed that this anniversary update will be arriving in early October. That just tells me the next community update at the end of October will give us like the full roadmap for year 3. You're planning to get all the reveals for the new heroics that are coming this patch because those are confirmed, and I think that's going to be where we're going to see the biggest reveals for year 3. But so far, this tells us a lot more about the upcoming patch 15 and what we can expect from year 3 in the future. And the final thing I have to say here is grateful for the modding community. We're grateful to see how much excitement the launch of the Steam Workshop has brought to the modding community of Space Marine 2. Since the launch of the modding tool, we've seen an amazing amount of creativity from you with new ideas and creations popping up. Some of them have definitely made us smile, so a big thank you to everyone contributing to the modding scene. It's great to see you finding new ways to play around Space Marine 2 and keeping the community buzzing with new creations. Keep them coming. And if you're interested in creating mods, you can check our guidelines here or browse the Steam Workshop to check the availability. So as an added thing here, mods are confirmed for console, and also the game director Dmitry Grigorenko, he does work pretty closely like with the modding scene, and they're actually pretty helpful with that. So some people shit on Saber a lot, but Saber actually gives the modders a ton of tools in this game, and they've really helped out with some of those modding options, some of the cooler things like the Astartes overhaul. And like shout out to Killer Whaley, because he did reach out to me at one point and asked me to cover the Astartes overhaul. It's a pretty great mod that will probably be coming to console pretty soon. Now, final thing here is thank you for supporting us and helping us to improve Space Marine 2. In the next community update, we'll reveal the full Year 3 roadmap. There it is, followed by a Q&A session with our game director on Reddit. So make sure to follow us on our social media channels to get the news on X, Facebook, Threads, and Blue Sky. The Emperor protects the Saber and Focus team. So that is everything we have in this community update. This is mainly for patch 15. We have the confirmation that this is effectively delayed to October, so that might be disappointing to some people, but that's when we can expect the big roadmap reveal, because if we didn't get it here, naturally they said it's going to be there. And that is all I have to say in this one, guys. Let me know what you think about the upcoming patch 15, the new game mode, the new class unlocks with stuff like the Power Sword and the Power Axe on the tactical class, and also the option to have the one-handed Thunderhammer on the Assault Bulwark and Tech Marine attack, and the Chaos Siege mode having only Tyranids and Loyalist waves as a confirmation, which means we're probably going to get a Loyalist boss as well that might see in the next community update. But that's all to say here. If you like content like this, subscribe for more. If you want to catch me live to ask you questions about the game or just coming out, you can find me here on YouTube or on Twitch with a link in the video description. I'll also have a link to my community Discord. And I also want to say a special thank you to my channel members. Your guys' support helps me make content every single day. And as always, thank you for watching. Take it easy. Bye. That was a lot there. They said it was a small one, but it was actually pretty big. That's massive, dude. That's huge. I think we were concise enough. Concise enough. That was, I mean, that's peak. That's peak if you ask me, guys. That's pretty peak if you ask me. So, what do we think, chat? What do we think? I mean, that's pretty goated to me, I gotta say. I'm excited for the anniversary patch, to be honest. I mean, it looks pretty great. I wasn't expecting a new game mode. We finally have endgame content here, which is pretty nuts. Pretty peak, dude. And I'll say for a one take, we need to... talk about... Greatsword one-handed Thunderhammer is peak alone. Yeah, Greatsword confirmed. One-handed Thunderhammer confirmed. Patch a new game mode and new end game. That's pretty peak. All right, chat. So what do we think, chat? What do we think? My question is this confirmed the new class of Justiciar? That's what I was thinking, that like, it sounds like it might be. We also have to keep in mind that we don't know for sure if the new 11th edition codex for 40k will have different things available to the Chaplain class, because that's something I've seen brought up a lot, is that Chaplain will have, people say you can't have like a lot of these weapons on the Chaplain class, but it's not necessarily a guarantee, because we're in a new edition of 40k, you know, and like this is also how they push things for tabletop. So if they're trying, so if you see any like new stuff for chaplains here, which come on, we've already seen stuff like that in the 11th edition trailer. That's a great hint at what we're going to see for the next class in the game, since Games Workshop is working like hand in hand with Saber Interactive to push out whatever they can for their Space Marine lineup. And also Space Marines on the tabletop right now. If you guys have seen like Chapter Master Valrax videos or like the other tabletop videos from Bricky, they are currently doing some major overhauls to the Space Marines. I imagine it's going to affect some of the stuff we have coming out for this stuff beyond just rule sets. What do you call it? I can't wait for the crash out players losing missions because their teammates took terrible debuffs. We'll see. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an independent mode. Rip Centurion, yeah. That's a pretty big thing. Pretty big, boys. Pretty major stuff. Can't lie. Exciting. Very exciting. So what are we looking forward to the most, boys? The patch did in fact get delayed. The sounds of it, guys. We'll change the title to that. Patch 15 delayed. GREATSWORD confirmed. Patch 15 delayed. GREATSWORD confirmed. Patch 15 in October. And Year 3 reveal day next month. Or I should say Year 3 roadmap next month. So they definitely delayed the patch from September, which is the original intended date. Patch 15 is not delayed, so it's coming very soon. Anniversary patch is delayed. Well, the patch 15 is the anniversary patch. Patch 15 is the anniversary patch, dude. They could have separated the patch of the anniversary patch in sooner. No, guys. Hold on. First of all, let's say thank you for 2 incredible. Like, guys, how would... Look at the content drops in the patch. This is not a small patch. Do you think you're going to get... When have they... So, just look at how much content's in the patch, alright? You're getting a new melee weapon, an entirely new game mode, 2 new game modes, effectively. And also, you're getting an entirely new champion skin. You're also getting the overhauls to these classes. And you think they're going to do that outside the anniversary patch? Let's be realistic, people. Like, no. The smallest patch ever done for this game was patch 14, and they just did that in July. And they haven't even... Oh, also, we're getting heroics, don't forget. Heroics are confirmed for that. Patch 15 is the anniversary patch. It's the first patch of Year 3. You think they're going to drop a patch for Year 3 without the roadmap revealed? So we wait for October for what you are not getting any content in Space Marine 2 until October. That's how this sounds. Wasn't patch 9 the smallest yet? I'm talking about Year 2 though. I'm talking like a proper content update drop. FTG cameo in Space Marine 2 when? Dude, I cameo in Space Marine 2 every day. I'm in the game right now. I'm right here. Every time I fucking load up a match, I'm cameoing. I'm really just a side piece. Yeah, don't spread the cope that we're getting a patch sooner. I mean, October is pretty soon. That's like a month. That's a big patch. Is there no chance of any Twitch drops until patch 15? Nope. There was no chance of that. They will not. Well, there's a chance, but they're not going to do that. They have historical precedence to not do that. We also already have, so to put this in perspective as well, just to not get people's hopes up, you're not getting content for Space Marine 3 until October. And also, we already know that all of the upcoming other things here, which are like, ahem. Hold up. The weeklies. We already have like 4 weeks, more weeks of weeklies, which would make much sense. Usually they change them around. October's only 34 days away. Yeah, so people are like expecting us to have like a massive, massive patch drop with like Chaos Siege mode. Like Chaos, I'm just gonna. So it's not clickbait to say the title that like patch 15 delayed to October, because it absolutely is. Whatever. I'm not gonna put that. I'm just saying GREATSWORD confirmed. People are gonna cry about this. Just watch. This game's player base occasionally is like, it's genuinely like a kindergarten where they just can't. They have to wait for like an extra 2 weeks for something. They can't handle it. Listen, man, you guys have survived every patch so far. You survived every patch drought. Here, incoming comments saying the game is dead. Wait. That's every games community, not just this one, where it's like, we're our patch. Except, you know, it's a vocal minority. It's not really most players. Most people are pretty chill. Okay, I'm just gonna chill and talk about this for a bit. So, how do we feel about the patch, boys? What are we looking forward to? How do we feel about the confirmation that like a loyalist waves? It's gonna be Tyranids and loyalists. One Hand Thunder here looks unbelievably goated. That it does. Okay. I mean, something you're hyped for being delayed sucks regardless, and they did word the update weirdly with very soon in the beginning. They also add to the confusion. Well, dude, for 1 month is still very soon. One month, that's like 30 days, guys. You will survive. I promise you. The month will fly by. It certainly will. When is the update announcement roughly, Mr. FTG? I mean, it's already out, dude. It's already out, brother. Watch the Reddit meltdown about this because they have nothing better to do. You know, it's always funny to me. The most dedicated players for the games are like always the same ones that like cry the entire time. Like they show up every single day for it. Like genuinely just an abusive relationship at that point. I've seen people, the same people for 2 years. I'm not even kidding you guys. Like I occasionally read my comments. I know, shocking, but I occasionally read my comments. I've seen the same people for 2 years straight complaining about this game, but they're still playing. They still come back for every single post, every single update. Every single time there's any piece of information about Space Marine 2, they'll always show up to talk about it and complain. The dedication I can only dream of. They can't compete with GTA 6. That is definitely true. No one can. No one's gonna be able to compete with GTA 6. That's just going to positively dominate the market. Paul of the Milk, thank you for the 25 tier 1s. Holy shit, brother. Holy shit. Greatsword. We're actually getting a greatsword, though. That's a nuts. I mean, we already knew that, but now we know it extra. And you know what that might mean? Calibanite greatsword. That'd be cool. It does make me have some sneaking suspicions, chat, that we're gonna see... I feel alive. Godzilla destroy all monsters will compete easy. Yeah, dude. Godzilla is approaching the generator. Godzilla is approaching the generator. Word on the grapevine is, hush hush. Potentially one day. Maybe I'll play with Angry Joe one day. That'd be cool. I'm a huge fan of Angry Joe. You guys don't understand. I mean, if I ever play with Angry Joe, I'm gonna ask him about the Army of Two 40th Day gun he made 20 years ago, or like 15 years ago. I'm the ass kicker. And if you know, you know. Deep cut, dude. Yeah, you guys know. If you know, you know. How much of this content will be in Space Marine 3.0? Well, actually, I mean, maybe they'll move it on. What do you mean? It's a question, how much will the content be in the next patch? Or from the next patch into Space Marine 3? As, like, recycled content? Or are you asking, are they only putting this stuff in Space Marine 3? Because, like, right now, the release date for Space Marine 3 is 2028 on their pipeline, but I would expect it's going to be delayed to 2029. I mean, it's not really a delay if they haven't given an official announcement yet, but like that is their current release window for it, as accidentally leaked by Steve Allison, who is their business executive officer right now. Did they post a roadmap already? Roadmap is coming next month. Is it wrong to call it a delay, guys? Is that wrong to call it a delay? I don't think it's wrong to call it a delay. I don't want to make it. I'm going to put out a false statement, but I'm pretty sure it's just I think so. It's past the anniversary of the game. Yeah, God forbid. God forbid, guys. I guess we'll do it this way. Was there ever a confirmed release for it? So there was not a confirmed release for it, but I'll pull this up. Hold on. So here, if we go to the, but people say it's not delayed, okay? Internally. Let's say if FTG did know anything and had like any words on grapevines that things were delayed, this shit was probably delayed, but there's no confirmation of that. But if you want confirmation based on the previous sentences of the company, look no further than, where is it? So, Wolfguard Champion Skin, Space Wolf Champion Skin, first champion of year 3 will be a Wolfguard Champion, releasing in September. So yes, it got delayed, guys. Like, let's be real. This is the first champion of year 3, which means it was supposed to come out in September, which means that the year 3... So first of all, we're delusional. We're genuinely delusional if we think that they were not going to release the year 3 roadmap before we got a year 3 patch. That'd be nuts. They didn't do that last year. Yeah, so it is delayed. They didn't call it a delay. They probably didn't call it a delay because they didn't want to call it a delay, but it is delayed. But it doesn't I mean, what's 1 month, dude? I guess one month is genuinely an eternity to Space Marine 2's player base sometimes, but you survived the summer. You can hold strong. Just think about it. If it comes out, the Lulu Essential right here, people say that's gonna be patch 15 next month, and then we're gonna get year 3, dude. I don't know what company we're talking about, but it's definitely not Safer Interactive. Okay, that's a level. That's a workflow. It's an impossible workflow. Okay. Sorry if I'll be grinding just for the cape recovers alone. Me too, Paul from Milk. Me too. Will Bulwark ever get a cape? Yeah, they already confirmed that. If he's gonna love a block power axe tactical build, there's gonna be so many build options on TAC now. They did say they wanted to give him a melee build. That's pretty nuts, though. So specifically, the Power Axe, Power Sword, and White Thunder Hammer will cost him his primary weapons, yes. Which is kind of crazy, because he has Argent Edge. I mean, does he really, Does he really need it? I think I'll make him way more balanced. I mean, they're probably going to nerf his aspects, let's be honest, guys. It's probably going to nerf a little bit. True Tech Marines well. That's my biggest letdown. I sacrificed the primary. True. Delete all range classes from the game. I don't know if that's a solution, chat. I'm gonna be honest. True Tech Marines won't. So here's a question, guys. What are you looking forward to the most of what we just read? I'm gonna say the anniversary patch got delayed because that's just true. And if anybody argues with me, I'll just point them to the thing I just showed you guys, which is this. So, what else would we call it, right? This is what I call the receipts folder of one thing. I also have reason to believe that it is also delayed for other reasons, but I can't talk about this. What do you call it? Penance Cosmetics? Yeah, new game mode. So they said it was coming out in September. No, it's not. But also, keep in mind, there are going to be 6 new heroic weapons as well. Keep that in mind as well. That is coming. Jolly Big Rich, thank you for the 2 tier 1s. Thank you very much, brother. Pretty crazy. I mean, I'm excited. I honestly, I have a ton of guides I'm working on right now. I had one that's a 19-page. I had a 19-page guide. I don't know if I'll ever finish that one, but there's a reason for the slop chat, I promise you. For every 5 slop videos, another page is written in the archives. How this works, how FTG works, okay? That's the FTG workflow. The 19-page guide. Yeah, some videos I make do take me like 15 hours to edit. I always feel like I'm like 60 videos behind what I want to make, because I'm still not at the point I want to be at before tech being released, where like I had written down, like, I shit you not, probably 80 ideas. And I only got to like 30 of them in the past 6 months. It's hard because you got to think that new stuff comes out all the time, and poor little oppressed FTG is tragically a one-man job, a one-man enterprise here. Did they confirm the year 3 class? No, they did not. We're gonna see that. I promise you, we're gonna see that within like we'll see the roadmap, but we're probably gonna see the year 3, the new class in next one. There's a lot there to go into, actually. Okay. I mean, that was pretty peak, yes me. Maybe one day we get more firstborn armor. They said, so we're all Primaris, so they said that's a no. Yeah, why would you wear firstborn armor? You're a Primaris. Hold on, there's actually a reason to believe you might get firstborn armor. That's not unactually people just yet, because 11th edition... Let me see if I can pull up the original community post for 11th edition. That they're actually starting, on Armageddon, the Blood Angels in particular, they are starting to compile together new armor sets. With old firstborn stuff, because they're running out of Primaris Mark X. And they're trying to mix them together. So you might see that more, because like, you gotta think, isn't that out of necessity? Yes, but like, having, I imagine a lot of the stuff they want to do on Armageddon, and like the stuff that as we move further towards Space Marine 3, where it's like, for all we know, Space Marine 3 might actually be on Armageddon. And with the 11th edition reveal, they probably want to have it like kind of intermixed between Space Marine 2, because this is currently like the Space Marine game. I guess I don't need to wait for the next weekly, so happen. We'll buy that shit. That's a good, damn good deal. I'll take that deal. The Black Templar Castellan uses Mark V armor, so firstborn armor is possible. Space Marine 3 and Armageddon. Godskull, Yarrick, I mean, why not? That seems like the best place for it, doesn't it?
This is not as I left it.
But you're gonna get Penance XP. That's pretty cool. I like that. Purity XP, dude. Oh, so wait, hold on. Let me look at the community post again. So they called it Purity. It's the Crucible mode. They will grant you Purity XP if you succeed the operation. Yeah, dude, this is how you keep your community pure. You get the Purity XP, and then you get all the elitists to have like their purity test for you. All the hardcore gamers are like, you're not level 25, dude. This mode, hold on, let's pull up the community post again. Yeah, so this mode here, the Crucible mode, this shit is gonna be like the worst thing to ever happen to this game's community. Just watch, guys. You get your Purity XP, and then all of the hardcore players that are already insufferable in this game, they're gonna Purity seal you. They're going to Purity test you. That's the word. Purity test you. Crazy. Looks like they're gonna have a dedicated armor set to be able to buy Purity XP. Yeah, you get your Purity Lamenter armor. All the Sigismunds, dude. All the Sigismunds are gonna love this shit. Like, this was the game mode that Sigismund was waiting for. Okay. I mean, that doesn't sound bad for the community necessarily, but I don't know, guys. Do you think we're gonna have an elitist problem in the future of Space Marine 2? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Filled with elitists, dude. I mean, Space Marine 2 actually does kind of have an elitist problem, which is really funny to me because the game currently is arguably easier than it used to be. But ever since, this is just what happens to communities as they consolidate, is you get like a bunch of sweat lords in them that like this is all they play every day. It couldn't be me. It couldn't be me, okay? It couldn't be me. But if there was somebody who autistically grindset this game, and I was one of them. We need some Grey Knight's armor pieces. The box-looking helmet looks great with the bulwark. Speaking of bulwark, let's do one final bulwark run for old times because I almost have my ultra grind finish here. I have one more match I have to do on him. Maybe we'll do the Eternal War one someday. See all the skins for Siege mode, but who the fuck wants to play through 500 waves of this garbage Siege mode right now? Do you think that you equip the power axe, you lose your primary, but if you equip the perk that changes your secondary to primary, you'll be able to have the axe and the primary, potentially? I imagine they're going to be independent, because I assume if you equip a power axe or a power sword or one-handed thunder hammer, you'll just automatically lose your primary, and then if you take the perk independent of that, you'll swap out your secondary, so that makes perfect sense. Also, keep in mind, the base starting perk of the tactical class next patch will be a potentially nerfed version of Crack and Penetrate rounds, but I will swap out the starting perk here. Now, I had somebody in my comment section once say, like, oh, how is Crack and Penetrate rounds even good? And why would I want that over this the unequipped ranged weapon reloads automatically for 10 seconds starting perk? Okay, first of all, I mean, I don't know if I can solve that mental crisis, because if you read these two perks and you can't find out that like this one's better than this one, I don't really know I don't know how to explain it to you. But the thing with I can tell you why Crack and Penetrate rounds itself is good, because in Space Marine 2 every single weapon has a piercing value already. So if this weapon has 1 piercing, we're only hitting a maximum of a single enemy and dealing damage to them. However, if you slap on Crack and Penetrate rounds, you have now effectively doubled your penetration value. And the way penetration works is that if your first shot hits a guy in the face, you'll do the full damage to that guy, and then the guy after that will take half of that damage, and that is true for both body shot damage and headshot damage. So if I headshot him and I do like 20 damage, the penetration, if it hits the guy behind him in his head, will do 10 damage. However, because we're buffing up our body shot damage, you're going to actually even more value out of your penetration here, where basically, if you do hit one guy in the head, and the other guy has, like, I don't know, a very fat torso section, and you happen to snag him in his gut, you'll be doing the half of the body shot damage you'd normally be doing, but that is up by 50%, so it's actually more value than it sounds initially. And this is going to be a base perk. I don't know if the 50% body shot damage buff here is going to be identical, but this is a very strong perk for that reason. Though, unfortunately, on weapons like the heavy bolt rifle, you don't really need perpetual penetration. You don't really need this on the heavy bolter, because you guys already have a piercing of 4, which means they're piercing like up to 3 additional targets on their own, which is already like, I mean, how many times you're running into 5 Majoras clumped together or stacked in a way you can penetrate all of them? Pretty rare, and my Nora's already getting shit on by these guns. So, not very strong there, but it is very strong for weapons like this that have 1 piercing, or weapons like the Stalker Bolt Rifle Heroic one that's 1 piercing, because you're effectively doubling off of this perk, and it's going to be a base perk. Pretty cool. This penetration interact with blocking enemies. Blocking in Space Marine 2 is actually a separate perk effect. Or I should say, it's a separate condition from Armored. So, Block Break here, this is a very strong perk. Shots will penetrate enemy block stands, dealing 50% of the usual damage. If I take this on a Heroic Bolt Sniper, right, and I build all the way here to Cleaving Fire, I'm having a 75% pen, and block damage on a Tyranid Warrior, for example, will actually... For science, we're taking it in here for science real quick. Block damage will get buffed up if you shoot them in their head area. It won't be the same as an actual headshot multiplier, but this will allow you to straight up one-shot a Tyranid Warrior through their block, which is hype. However,
Tyranid.
it's the Warrior, Sword Warrior. So I shoot him in like... Okay, well, he just killed... He let his block down, okay? He let his guard down. That's how Bruce Lee died. But the point is that...
Stealth ready.
See, we can go right through. That's 382 damage through his block. Which, and put this in perspective, a Tyranid Warrior has 308 HP. So, with targeted shot, you just one-shot them through the block. Because that's how the block pen works. However, for a Biovore, they don't actually count as blocking enemies. They count as armored enemies, which is a different multiplier, which means you don't get as much value out of things like block break on those guys, which means you can't actually just do 376, 380 damage to them with their block. How lame is that? Biovores were just built different. Block break is super underrated. I mean, if you're taking Argent Edge, just the best perk. Should I get the Lord Executioner Axe or the Salamander Power Sword? Salamander Power Sword. Yeah, I mean, Block Break... This class really only needs to just keep... I mean, I think these 2 perks are both underrated. This is super easy to pull off on Sniper right now because you don't ever have to stop shooting. Or you don't ever have to move on this guy anymore. All you have to do is just sit there and cloak constantly, which means you have this 20% buff active 24/7 if you really wanted to. It's also super easy to pull off in its easiest weapons, which are every bolt carbine ever. It's kind of unfortunate the Heroic Instigator is like the worst bolt carbine on this guy right now, because this one's really good. It just doesn't have the OP buff from Lingering Concealment right now, because for whatever reason, this one will only get the burst on the first 75% damage, because what they did in patch 11 is they added in a grace period on the shots, the targeted shot, where as long as you have a follow-up shot within a short enough time period of like 0.038 seconds or something like that, or like 0.38 seconds, you will have the buff applied to every shot, every additional shot. So for the initial burst of an instigator, it will give you that buff the entire time. However, because you can't shoot the second burst fast enough, you lose the damage buff here if you're still cloaked off of stuff like lingering concealment or evasion, unlike the bolt carbines that will just apply it the entire time on both the marksmanship version and the automatic versions. These are like just de facto better than the heroic instigator and the relic tier ones. Like, this gun's actually the worst bolt carbine in this class right now, and all three of these are better. But it's not like this gun's fault. This gun's so good. It's just... What was I gonna do? Bulwark. That sounds hype to me. Instigators always feel like it's trying to do the job with two different guns, but worse. Not a bad gun. Yeah. I haven't played Bulwark in forever. Let's go Inferno Max. Get our final Iron Halo on this guy. Man, my intro on this video was a little intense. We hyped it up that time. I spent the last of my energy. Now, I had a terrible night's sleep, chat, I'm not gonna lie. Just thank God there wasn't much to do today.
Your mission is to use the stored Prometheum.
Is there a year 3 roadmap yet? No, that's coming out in September, not October, excuse me.
Providing assistance.
September community update will have that.
First, proceed to the Cadian outpost and establish their fate. You must then infiltrate the
Here we are, with the block power sword. People have been maligning the block power sword recently, but this weapon, when it comes to the power roll, is the power roll king.
Coordinate our efforts over votes.
There is sure to be an ambush.
God, I love the rage mechanics in this game. I love how I just robbed my HP for no reason there. In a game completely built on breakpoints, nothing is better than the enemy just randomly getting all their HP back. Are we excited about the community update? I'm excited. I'm sure everyone's gonna be pissed. So if you wanna have like a little bit of a community watch fest, you can go watch the video I made on it and just look at the comments section, because I assure you, it's going to be at least 30% people going like, delayed again, Saber once again shows they are company doesn't take their game seriously. This game is a waste of time, and slowly dying. They can't be bothered to release an anniversary update on time at SMH. And that guy's gonna play the update next month. Imagine, you know, Underhammer on Vanguard. Listen, if we just saw the Tactical get 3 new melee weapons for his rework, imagine what that means for Heavy and Tech, or Heavy and Vanguard.
Waste nothing, brothers.
I'd rather delayed than broken. There will be no PTS, they said, for patch 15. So.
Sending
You gotta update your title. Patch 15 is gonna be September, the anniversary update in October. According to who? According to who? Where is that said? If that's actually true. I didn't see that. Was that set in the Discord? That was set in the Discord. I'll change it. Anniversary patch is patch 15. Yeah, dude, get fucking bent. I'm not gonna hear it, dude. Patch 15 is coming soon. Yeah, okay, you guys are dumb. I'm sorry, guys. Let's use our brains for 5 seconds. Anniversary update in October. You're not gonna actually me on this, okay? So if the first champion of year 3 is the Wolfguard champion skins releasing in September, and we don't know the year 3 roadmap until the end of September, what does that make year 3? What's the first patch of year 3 gonna be? Also, just to actually you even harder, since you're trying to actually me. I try to get me to change my entire video title. Okay, that's a big deal because I don't want to give out the wrong information here. But since we can't, just for anybody who's curious wanting to deal with this, this is the official comment from the dev, right? From the community manager. Anniversary patch is patch 15. You're not getting a patch until October. Some second tier regards for energy going out right now.
Where shall I plant this flag?
I will be the one to decide what's up over. So when you're wrong, you get patch 15 next month and you own it, right? Okay, the anniversary patch is patch 15. How does it feel to be wrong before your very eyes? How does it feel to be blatantly incorrect and embarrassed in front of an entire live stream? So when you're wrong, you're going to send me 15 tier 1 subs, right? Take that deal. Actual airheads, yeah, you might be. Are you gonna apologize to me now? True. Thank you, other chatter. Are you gonna apologize for being so rude about being wrong? I'm just matching your energy.
That silenced the tuning shit.
You're probably gone. I might actually have to make a pinned comment for that because people can't read. Apologize about that one. This guy has got me do one thing though. I'm gonna go put a pinned comment for that right now before I have to deal with like 15 billion comments in the comment section saying anniversary patch 15 is actually gonna be the same. Just to be clear, anniversary patch 15 is confirmed. A patch 15 has been confirmed to be the anniversary patch and is not coming out until October. Buy focus, dude. God bless the community managers, because like, you know, they're gonna have to answer this question all day. They're apparently updating the community update to remove the confusion. I'll admit it, I was wrong. You know what? I forgive you.
The Imperium provides. That Xenos is living on him. Exterminate it.
And for your, but you can do one more thing for me. You can complete 15 purity seals of penances.
Inserting rounds.
Hey FTG, do you have a video showing this bulwark build? I absolutely do. If you look up block power sword, this is a little bit different between the bolt carbine and the last one. You know, I'm just gonna do this on like termination or some shit. Expect a reprimand. Yeah, you will be required to achieve all Lamentor armor as soon as the patch drops. Here. I like how they say it's a confusing community update, but it's like, it's not even confusing. It's not a confusing update at all. I don't blame them. It's just like, God help the community managers for this game, because like, you know, their official Discord is like going to be legitimately endless questions like this all day. It's going to be a mix of endless people complaining about the patch being delayed and people also not realizing the patch is delayed. Okay. Brothers who admit mistakes are not second tier guardsman fans. That's true. Guys, please let everyone know second tier guardsman is a fraud. Please let them know that. Also, like the stream, if you don't mind. It'd be awesome. Was going to confirm myself that Discord was confirmed to coming very soon. Professional teams need to see confusing. It will be changed. I don't even think it's like... I think it's just because... I mean, I guess that part is a little confusing to some people. Isn't STG stealing and dubbing your videos in Russian? No, that's actually the Space Marine 2 content creator commune channel. It's a very different thing. Just subscribe, my friend. Thank you, David.
Lieutenant Titus predicts the Tyranids hive type.
Your purity seals and check are in the mail.
Assist in the defense of the bridge until you confirm that the Xenos Overlord has entered the kill zone. Then trigger the detonation.
Second Tier, never heard of him. Yeah, spread the word across all Space Marine 2 outlets that Second Tier Guardsmen is a fraud and in no way affiliated with First Tier Guardsmen.
Delta Wing, box check. Meridian's still in the air, Lieutenant.
This is Talassa. Drop complete. Moving to objective.
Acknowledged. Proceeding to relay. Maintain box reports. Down to clears out.
The foe wants backup. Deny it. Signal over there.
I'm gonna laugh a second Tier Guardsman ends up being your cousin. We kill him like Jamie Lannister killed his cousin. From that episode. Great stuff. What keybinds did you change? The only keybind I have different in this game is the mouse port. So since we have auxiliary reload on, we do have a ton of extra ammo in our bolt carbine, effectively, actually. The right one. It definitely is. How do Space Marines shit in their suit? Same way you shit in your pants.
For the Imperium of Man. That silence is truly violent shit. Execute that one. Let the summons home.
I actually don't know the answer to that question. I'm sure Arbor or Ian or someone else would.
Load up. This galaxy is not yours.
Yeah, did you see the new one in Thunderhammer? Never heard of it.
I can understand.
There's gonna be a new Thunderhammer in this game? That's crazy.
Struggle to repel before.
News to me. See, that's the benefit of the block.
For the Imperium.
Because as long as you get that first power roll charge off, I do this.
Watch your footing. Filthy thieves followed for the last time. We crushed the ravenous.
Give it to me. You get the first stagger, which means you get them into a full power roll no matter what. Which you don't get the second damage buff off, but like honestly that's okay. Also, in other news about new content coming out for games, you guys seen that The Witcher 3 is getting a new region in its DLC and also a remastered version? I don't quite get the point of the one-handed Thunderhammer at this point in the game, but at least the Heroic Power Mouse looks better. Well, the one-handed Thunderhammer is going to function significantly differently from all the other weapons, so it will very much have a role. If you're curious about that, there were some leaked animations. I went into it, or I went in on a different video. But it's, I promise you, the one-handed Thunderhammer, it is significantly different than the other melee weapons in the game. It's going to have like a charge-up attack. Well, not even a charge-up attack necessarily. You're going to charge your weapon and have like bonus effects of like AoE and stuff on it, where you can like slam down enemies with your charge-up charges. And like that'll be intermixed with the rest of the weapons perk 3, which also has stuff like cooldown reduction. Stuff like that. Oh Gal, please, I don't want charge attacks anymore. It's not a charge attack, it's a charge up. So it's like it's a mix of the weapon. Like you can charge it out of combat, or charge it in between portions of combat. Like say, you know, the same way you can set up the Omniscient Axe, I guess. See, what is an equivalent example? I don't think there is one in the game. Then again, I did say it's a completely different melee weapon, didn't I?
Fresh cartridge.
Ow.
Behold the supremacy of Ultra. Honor our captain colors.
It doesn't work with Salamander's power sword? No. I mean, I can pull it up for you guys in a second. Okay, I can put it in the video. Because you never know.
The viewers, there will be more foes to overcome, and we will succeed. Fresh magazine. Skitter to the grave.
Now, one of the benefits of the power sword is that the power roll attack, you actually do equal damage on both sections. So, like this initial swing here, that does the same damage as a final hit. Because you're getting the full benefit of a block charge on it.
That silence intimidated by what city. Inserting rounds.
You think the block power sword is better on Bulwark than the Salamander one? I think they're pretty equivalent on this class. I know a lot of people... Well, actually, Salamander's is better because Salamander's just has some like weird interactions you can do. Especially with like one combo gun strikes. It also scales up on lunging attacks with Winged Fury on Assault, but on Bulwark. I mean, really, you can take whatever weapon you want, the Bulwark will be fine. But you can't go wrong with the block power sword or the Salamander's power sword. They're both very strong. Just for the ops and the hard strats here.
Follow me through.
But for the people who are asking about the one-handed Thunderhammer, let me pull that up for you real quick. So we actually have animation leaks for this, and like shout out the Space Marine 2 modding community. They're the ones who got this, but let me see if I can pull it out for you guys. Hold on. This is the charge up. So you'll actually be able to charge. This is obviously a placeholder model, but it's a single work. So you charge it up out of combat or in combat, and then as far as the attacks are concerned for it, we don't know which variant this is, but you also have this. Wait, same one. Well, there's more to it somewhere. There's more to it somewhere.
One, there is an infestation.
Point is, it has a charge up, and that's cool. And it bonks as you would expect.
Rally points reached, Lord.
An anonymous gift for tier 1. Thank you, Mr. Whoever you are. You have helped me stay off the streets. And finally buy my new mouse and get away from this wooden desk. I wasn't around when the Tech Marine launched. What was it that made the Heroic Omniax terrible? It wasn't terrible. It wasn't, I mean, it says low base damage. The Heroic perfects a gimmick, and the other version is much better. But yeah, just because you're not the best version doesn't mean you're a bad version. It was the worst heroic in the game. Now the luxury has gone to a different weapon. And that's the Deathwatch Power Fist. Now, I think the Deathwatch Power Fist is still a better weapon than the Heroic Omniscient Axe, just because the Power Fist itself is a very strong option. On Brutus and Zevra, I think the Prime. Okay, this Devourer is actually yes. Okay, so it's actually this old version range shape like that.
The Tyranid is slain.
No, I'll give him credit for that.
We still have support supply. We need more orders.
They're dedicated to making my life miserable right now. But the Omniscient Axe is fun. It definitely is. And you can use whatever you want to use in the game. I say this all the time. Despite what the winds may tell you, is that I have never said you're forced to use what I think is best. Everything I say on this channel is really a suggestion, and I'm also pretty sure I've made builds for damn near every weapon this game has ever been added in at this point. Which means I've technically suggested them all, so pick your poison.
Charges wired. This tide of Xenos is
I wasn't around when Tech Marine launched. What was it that made the Heroic Omni? Oh, I already read this. I'm actually just going senile. Hey guys, how's it going? What's up, Docile? We're just playing a block power sword game, full carbine. AFTG is balanced distribution better than Kraken rounds on some builds. Definitely not all of them. If you want pure damage on your primary, yes. But if you're looking for shot value, Kraken penetrator rounds is still very strong.
This support is ready for demolition.
Also really good at clearing out my Norris, because they often get shit on by that. Repeating sentences, FTG will make a great future servitor. We're getting pretty close to that at this point. I'm tired of arguing with people that say all bolt weapons are bad. They're better than all the other guns majority of the time on a consistent basis. They are definitely better. They're way better than people think they are. I'll say that much. But I don't really bother arguing with people about what is or is not good in the game. The meta in this game is pretty well defined at this point. And beyond that, it's really more of like what you prefer playing. And that's more what I'm interested in talking about in the first place, is like what's fun. What do I enjoy? I don't know when it happened. I blame Apex Legends. That's the game that kind of ruined games, where it's like everybody's obsessed with what's best in a PvE game all the time now. It's all just an endless meta obsession. And just because something is the best doesn't mean it's the most fun to play with. I thought it was Fortnite. Might be Fortnite. Oh man, GREATSWORD confirms that's true. It certainly is. Straight from the Word of God. Focus Entertainment. You know, I'll say a lot of the arguments you'll see in games is like, when somebody starts out a game, they'll find something very strong that like helps them out in an early level, and they'll be like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever seen in the entire game. And I just call it Drake Sword Syndrome, because the same shit in Dark Souls, where it's like the best weapon in Dark Souls overall is the Great Scythe that you find in the Catacombs. And every single guide ever, when the game first came out, would just tell you, oh, Drake Sword, use the Drake Sword. And you would always have some, if I call him John, it's just John Dark Souls in his elite knight armor and his Drake Sword, the Crest Shield. Dragon Crest Shield.
Negative.
That's John
The
Dark
objective
Souls.
is the Hive Tyrant on the bridge. Defend this position until the Tyranid command unit is executed. Understood.
But then when you find out how like weapon scaling works off your stats and stuff, other weapons are much better. It's the same in this game. Like once you find out how block weapons work, they're a lot better than they sound initially.
Swarms on the bridge. More enemies on the bridge.
A newer update dropped, by the way. Did they add more to it or just fix it?
They're stacking up. Get a frag in there. Knock down.
The Hive Tyrant is on its way, but it is a horde of Xenos between you and
Enemies
it.
on our position.
Dig in for the long haul. You have its attention. It is moving to intercept. Apply more pressure.
Oh, you're saying a new Elden Ring update. How do you unlock capes? I have a whole guide on that, but all you have to do is just do 50 absolute missions per class. That is it.
Keep your eyes peeled. The Xenos leader
According to Stern, apparently the Bulwark parries have weird startup frames, makes balance melee parry windows worse on him. I'd honestly believe it, and also I've always just thought it was worse on him anyways, just like fundamentally because his animation cancel and how it works. So that all sounds very vindicating because it's always felt worse on him too. Sturm probably is the best content creator for this game.
Give the hive beast a moment.
And Sturm's also, I've known, Sturm and I have known each other since like, since this game fucking came out. He's one of my first viewers ever. He was a chatter in my chat before he made videos of any kind. Then the first video he made was on block weapons, I think, when they first got up.
Detonation code.
Zelazar reporting. Xenos leader base neutralized.
He was watching me when I had zero gameplay commentary. No commentary. Or I should say, no commentary gameplay.
Our tactics were sound.
The swarm would go feral without their connection to the hive mind, but their focus is still on the relay.
Who's Cat Viking? Thank you for joining the Imperial Guard.
Enemy cohesion still in full effect. That beast is not yet dead.
We hear you, Command. It will be done. The target is still struggling under that wreckage. A miracle given form.
That's sad. I thought you'd get him.
That Xenos is living on enemy. Exterminate him. Fresh conscience. That is no good. Feel your mind. Incoming storm line.
Okay.
Fire on those mines. Another Xenos atrocity.
Aiming for DKFT, Loyals have premier cross enemies. I highly doubt that. But who knows, honestly. I wonder what their boss is gonna be. But I was thinking, like, are we gonna get a new boss in the Loyalist Siege mode? Maybe. They've done operation-only bosses, and like that's not much different from the spin-off mode, right?
Load up.
Getting fucking double laser beam to the spore mine is super fun.
Let us relieve the hive giant of its life.
Pursue and eliminate. We will not have
Sure,
a
FOB
better
like
opportunity to
1.25.
finish it off.
You failed that Ultron. Let this man amplify our valor.
lot of guys. I want to get Power Roller in this, but we'll see.
Fresh cartridge.
In the most likely scenarios, we had Dreadnought as a terminus. Do you really want to have a minigun spamming missile launcher guy at you? Is that what you want? You want a missile spamming Dreadnought as a loyalist boss?
Still attempt to ambush us.
Okay. Careful what you wish for.
Talassa, report.
The Hive Tyrant continues to evade.
Talassa, you cut out. Repeat. Vox signal negligible. Jamming, most likely.
Our duty remains unchanged. Forward!
Okay.
Fresh magazine! The Xenos leader scales the building. Take to the roof!
Alright, boys. Is Hellbrute playable in the Control of Chaos Siege? Doesn't sound like it. I mean, I imagine, so it sounds like you're not going to be playing as Chaos as the Thousand Suns. However, data mines already showed they're in the roster, so we'll see. It might actually just be full on, just Tyranids and Chaos only. Or Tyranids and Oilers only. Almost. Dude, this guy just like stop ore farming me with his own swords. That'd be nice.
Rion, the creature is undergoing some kind of transformation. It just triggered every side warning in my suit.
I didn't read the scripts, true. Dude, have you seen a third Tour Guardsman? It's a new channel on your flow. Another enemy I see. A new challenger approaches. FTG, my mom will buy me Space Marine too, so I've got to get her a credit card. What should I do with it? Alright, that is everything I think we had to cover today. So, we'll probably be covering this more. So, expect patch 15 in October. That's the big thing. Expect patch 15 in October. I gotta skedaddle now, but thanks for the fun live stream, mate. See you for now. Ciao for now. Take it easy, Shotlander. I think I remember that. See ya. Third Tour Guardsman free give. I think fourth Tour Guardsman is really picking up steam right now. That guy is legit. Yes, guys, spread the word of the Guardsman, the Tour Guardsman cinematic universe, and then we can have a a 10-year plan that ends in, like, you know, FTG Endgame, and then we can have fourth Tour Guardsman Doomsday, like all the remainder accounts. After this is obviously after the final battle where FTG dies in a very unceremonious way. Ultimo FTG. Yeah, spread the word of second Tour Guardsman. We need second Tour Guardsman to become the new Sigismund. Ever present, all encompassing. I'm sure Reddit would love me if they just had to hear about second Tour Guardsman all day, but that makes it funnier. FTG gotta get the Infinity Stone, so wipe out half the universe. It's true. Can Orion be the villain in the first FTG saga? Yeah, sure. FTG Infinity Wars during Space Marine 3 release. Yeah, dude. That's when they dropped the Google Doc on me. I think somebody said on Reddit that I have the most insufferable personality. I think that I would actually argue I have the most sufferable personality if that many people are willing to suffer me, right? That means, like, despite my shit behavior, they keep coming back. Zero Tour Guardsman. I am the most suffered content creator in all of Space Marine 2. What do you call it, Dang? What's your hours played at? 5,000. Second Tour Guardsman. Yes, spread the word of second Tour Guardsman, guys. And also stay tuned for the roadmap reveal next month. 5,000, that's it. It's actually closer to 6,000 now. I mean, I've heard of other people with like 6,000 hours, dude. I don't know if I fucking believe that, to be honest. Because I know that, like, even my playtime at 5,200 hours on the main game, I've played this game a fucking stupid amount. I've never stopped playing it. 6,000 is possible. You're not even 1/16th of how insufferable Major Kill is, in my opinion. He's just Australian, leave him alone. How goes it on this dead game? Oh, Panda. Oh, Panda, we have news. The FTG cinematic universe is expanding. Second Tour Guardsman. There's about to be a third Tour Guardsman and a last Tour Guardsman. LTG. It's a dead game, dude. No, because so I made a video months ago where I talked about this game, like about people who said this game was dead. What a dead game, dude. Such a dead game. Space Marine 2, man. At least Total War 40k is coming out. I'll find something else to play. Rage bait critical fail. No, he's just joshing. He's just joshing. Some people didn't appreciate my team kill build. I thought that was funny. I thought that was a really funny build. Totally dead. And since the PvP update, PvE mode is dead. Yeah, dude, that PvP update really saved the PvP in Space Marine 2, didn't it, Panda? They really outdid themselves with that one. Can confirm, met Major Kill twice in person. Actually a really nice guy. Tell you what, I heard Major Kill plays Space Marine 2. We'll get him on the channel one day if he's down. Otherwise, no. I'm afraid not. Actually, would you even want to do that? What a lore channel is it? Why don't we just make this the lore channel hotspot? We'll get a Pancreas no work in one room, and then we'll get one day we will get Angry Joe to play Space Marine 2 here. That might be coming soon, you think, you never know. But one day, I know Angry Joe, he was in my same category one time. I know he plays Space Marine 2 sometimes. I know he also loves 40k. I know he was at Adepticon. And I sent Froggy on a mission at Adepticon to find Angry Joe, and she could not find him. It was actually like a comical movie where like every time she went to one of the booths, Angry Joe was like 5 minutes from being gone. And it was like, oh, was Angry Joe here? And they're like, yeah, he was here 5 minutes ago. And they didn't find him the entire time at the convention. Quite hilarious, but God, I love Angry Joe. One day. And then I'm going to ask him about the ass kicker from Army of 2 40th Day. Anyways, on that note, guys, take it easy. Goodbye. That's all from me for now. We're going to go raid Sotek. Oh, Sotek is playing with Maple, so why not? Let's raid Lore Master of Sotek. Love that guy. Alright guys, take it easy guys. What happened between Jefficus and you? I thought you were good friends. Jefficus is the betrayer. For any stream of that.